if you look into the trees right here to the left-hand side, as we pass this bamboo, you should be able to see them as well. That is a bongo. Actually, there's one on the right-hand side, a lot easier to see. Now, those copper-colored animals on the left and the right, they are bongo, known as the ghosts of the forest, because they're pretty reclusive, liking to hide in the trees and the brush. Now, also to the right-hand side, besides this bongo, is a okapi. That brown animal will get stripes on its legs. Now, the okapi looks like it's related to the zebra. However, it's the closest living relative to the giraffe. Now, we are coming up to a watering hole. You're super, super lucky today because there is a black rhino way, way out there to the left-hand side. Now, it's extremely rare to see one because there's less than 5,000 of them in the entire world. Now, they have a very thick hide, can charge at 35 miles an hour, gets to be about 3,000 pounds, which makes you think they'd be indestructible. However, sadly, at the hands of humans who have hunted them for hundreds of years, they've been put on the endangered species list. Now, if you look at these black and white birds right here to the right, the difference between them, the male and female, it's noticeable, is that the female is going to be the one with the yellow eyes there to the farthest right, and the male is the one with the brown. Those are saddle-billed storks. They're one of the tallest storks in Africa, getting to be about 5 feet tall with an 8-foot wingspan. Now, these tan animals out here are greater kudu, the second largest antelope we have here on the reserve. Now, they will get to be about 750 pounds. And we know those ones were female because male of the species will have horns. Now, we've had some really good luck here in the forest today, but we're going to head out of it and head over to the Saucy River Valley, where we should be able to find some aquatic animals such as Nile crocodile and hippopotamus. Come on! Now, to see hippos can be a little difficult during the day because they tend to like to stay submerged underwater. So we're going to see if we're able to find any as we come around the bend here. Now, if you cannot see them on the right-hand side, please, please, please remain seated. Because we're still going to head to the left. And there looks like there's one to the right in the water here. You might be able to see it over the follow along. Now, if you're not able to see them, we're still going to head to the left side of the river where we're going to try to find more of the group. And a group of hippos is known as a bloat of hippos. Now, on this island to the left, there's some dingy gray birds, and those are pink-backed pelicans. Named for the light pink color they get on their back during mating season. And it looks like there's a hippo actually swimming or walking right under the water right here to the left-hand side. Now, hippos are actually excellent swimmers, but there's a float here to the left, so we'll stop right here. Now, a lot of people think hippos can't swim. They're excellent swimmers. It's just that they would prefer to walk along the river bottom if they're able to. Now, they can stay submerged underwater for about 8 minutes at a time. Resurfacing to get a quick breath of air just to go right back under.
Hey, is this a 3-hour video? Wow,
Now, please, please, please remain fully seated and hold on to those loved ones tightly, because I don't want anybody falling into this pit of Nile crocodile down below us. The Nile crocodile are extremely aggressive. They can get to be about 20 feet in length with a 2,000 pound per inch bite pressure, which pretty much means anything they bite, they are biting right through. Now we are about to head into a completely different part of the reserve with a completely different ecosystem. And speaking of different, as you look to the right-hand side of the tree, you're going to notice a pretty different looking, right-hand side of the road, you're going to notice a pretty different looking tree. That is a baobab tree. Baobab trees will remain leafless about 9 months out of the year and can hold 10,000 gallons of water in their trunk for times of extreme drought. Now we are entering my favorite part of the entire reserve, the Serengeti grasslands, home to millions of migrating animals throughout the world. Some of the more famous ones, such as those giraffes out there. Now, the interesting thing about this area is it is created entirely by the animals that roam across it. You'll have elephants coming through, acting as bulldozers, knocking down trees to get to the leaves and the roots, and this helps the grass seed to spread. followed by giraffes who will chew the tops of the trees, which allows the sunlight in the grass to grow. Next up are big grazers, such as those Ankoli cattle out there, who will chew the grass down a bit shorter. And lastly, little nibblers, such as warthogs, who will chew the grass entirely down to the root. Now, the point of this story here is that in a balanced ecosystem such as this one, there is plenty of food for all these animals to thrive. So this is going to be that wild Africa we're working so hard to conserve. Now, we have two subspecies of giraffe here on the reserve, the reticulated and the Maasai. That one closest to us is going to be the reticulated, named for the Latin word reticulata, which means net-like, for the smooth net-like pattern that it has.
Hello? What?
Now, those Ankoli cattle are the only domesticated animal we have on the reserve. They're also known as the Watusi cattle for the Afrikaans tribe that first domesticated them.
Where are you at?
Now, those horns look to be about 6 feet in length with a 20-inch circumference at the base, which makes you think they'd be heavy. However, they're not. They're pretty hollow inside with a honeycomb type pattern. It allows the blood to circulate through them, so those horns will act as a cooling system for the animal. Now, to the left, these animals right here are going to be, to the very far left, are going to be the emblem of our reserve, the sable antelope. The two darker ones are going to be the parents, with the lighter colored ones being their young. Now, of course, this is another reticulated giraffe off to the left-hand side. And it looks like there's another reticulated coming up onto your right side. Walking towards us right there. Now, also in the trees to the left is a Maasai giraffe, the other subspecies, which hopefully you'll be able to see more of around the corner. Now, all this red dirt around us is termite mounds. Tall ones, such as the one on the left-hand side, will be used by these giraffes and elephants as scratching posts. Once you wear them down and round them out to about the size of the one on the right, you're going to find that animals such as antelope and gazelle will stand on top of them. Now, the reason for this is they're trying to get a better vantage point of predators such as lions and cheetah that are lurking in the tall grasses. Now, the giraffes you're going to see out here look like they're going to be the other subspecies. The Maasai has a darker, more jagged pattern. So you'll see those Ankoli cattle a lot closer up, maybe, in the grass here on the right-hand side. Looks like they're migrating. You can see how huge those horns actually are.
Let me get them over here.
Now, while we're out here, if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask them. Even if I'm not able to answer them, the reserve warden should be able to. Now, also out there, besides that Maasai giraffe, are some great animals, and those are white-bearded wildebeest. White-bearded wildebeest are one of the largest groups of migrating animals in the world. They also go by the name Gnu, spelled G-N-U, for the noise that they make. And we're gonna go pulley by this giraffe right here. Almost Now, all the giraffes on this reserve here will get between 14 and 20 feet tall, and no giraffe will ever have the same pattern, so their patterns will sort of be like how human fingerprints are. Now, we are heading over into Monkey Point, where we should be able to find some mandrill monkeys, because a troop of mandrill monkeys have made their home over in this area here. Now, mandrill monkeys are known best for their bright red and blue face markings. The more bright and vibrant their face markings are, the more dominant the male is going to be. A full-grown male mandrill monkey will get to be about 100 pounds, with a full-grown female staying fairly small at only about 30 pounds.
That's what it is. Even 1,030 pounds.
We'll see if we can find these to the left-hand side here. It looks like there's a bunch of them, and it's actually the main dominant male of the troop is out as well. He's gonna be the one that's actually facing us. He has really bright red and blue face marks. He's like white on the side, like kind of like on his where his cheeks would be. That's gonna be the most dominant one of the troop we have here. You'll notice his markings are a lot brighter than the other ones. Now, full-grown male mantle monkey will get to be about 100 pounds, with a full-grown female staying at only about 30. And it sounds like we're getting a local radio station. Of course, let me see if I can tune it in better. There we go. Oh no. It looks like the road is close here, so we're gonna have to head over this way and see where it takes us. Hopefully closer to elephant country. Oh great, and this is just my luck. Take a detour, there's a rickety old bridge, so we're gonna turn off this music and try and concentrate. Now I'm gonna go pulley over this bridge, which means very slowly in Swahili. Fingers crossed we make it all the way over this thing. Does it come sounding good? Oh no, everybody lean to the right. Oh no, stay extremely still. We should be able to make it over. Just the back half of y'all to go now. Alright, it feels like we made it, so I am getting out of here. Oh wow, and it looks like there is signs of elephants, so we've made it to elephant country. To the right, there's some tusk marks in the clay. Now, elephants will use their tusks to get into the clay to eat it for minerals they need in their diet. Now, sadly, the biggest threat to elephants are humans who will illegally hunt and poach them for the tusks of ivory that both male and female elephants have. Now, another issue is that humans are ever encroaching on these elephants' lands, which make it not only dangerous for the elephants, but the humans as well, since they're living in closer proximity with these large animals. So here at Harambe, we are trying our hardest to help protect them by doing things such as donating old cell phones and other old electronics to protect the land the elephants currently live on, as well as educating not only ourselves but those around us about the importance of these large animals. Now, there are some elephants out there. You'll notice that most of the time elephants will have dirt or mud on their backs. So the reason for this is they have extremely sensitive skin. So they're going to use that dirt and mud as a natural protector, sort of like how humans will use sunscreen. Now, elephants will have the second longest childhood next to humans, staying with their mothers till about the age of 13 or 14. And at that time, male elephants will leave the herd. Now, the reason for this, the females feel they're just too aggressive to be around the young. So leave up on their own or enter herds known as bachelor herds. Now, to the left, these tan animals are the largest antelope we have here on the reserve, getting to be about 6 feet tall at the shoulder, weighing about 2,000 pounds, and that is the Patterson's eland. My favorite thing about them is those spiral horns that they have. Now to the left is an island inhabited by some greater flamingo. Greater flamingo are the lightest pink in the flamingo family, and they get that coloring from their brine shrimp diet. Now at birth, the greater flamingo will be fuzzy and gray, and it will take about a year to a year and a half of that diet to get the colorings that you see here. Now, a group of flamingo will be known as a flamboyance of flamingos. Now, we are entering white rhino territory, so hopefully we'll be able to find a white rhino. Now, I don't see one as of yet, but that doesn't mean there's none around. They were once our greatest success story in conservation history. However, sadly, they are becoming more and more threatened due to ruthless poachers who are hunting them for their horn that holds a high value on the black market. And of course, there are those cheetah way up there. Now we are coming up to that grassland they live in. And cheetah are the fastest land mammal, getting to speeds of about 60 to 75 miles an hour. You go from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds flat. They'll be the only cat in the big cat family that likes to hunt during the day. All other big cats, such as lions and tigers, like to hunt at night. You guys are getting really lucky. As you come around the corner here, you'll have a great view of all 3 of them. Now, cats are, big cats at least, aren't really like humans, how when we are bored we eat sometimes. So they keep them really, really well fed, so that way they won't come over this way. Now, though they are the fastest animal and can get to those top speeds, they can only do it for a few hundred yards before they wear themselves out. because this huge rock formation we're coming up to is known as a copy. And a copy can be an excellent place to see some lions. Now, lions do like to lay up here about 20 hours out of a 24-hour day. Usually just relaxing, kind of like these ones up here in front of us. Now, you'll notice one is a male and one's a female. Another thing you can tell by looking at that male is about how old he is. A male lion's mane will grow and darken as the lion ages. So if you look at him, if you were to lift up his head, he almost looks like he has a little mohawk on top of it. And his mane is pretty light, almost just maybe a shade darker than his hide. So we know he's going to be fairly young. And if you look at that female right there, you'll notice she has spots on her legs. And that's the same thing. She's very young. So that is why. Now this animal in the middle of the road and to the right are scimitar horned oryx. They are named for their horns that resemble the Middle Eastern weapon. Now those lions, it'll usually be the females that will come down at night to hunt. That is not saying the males will never hunt, they will, just not as often as what the females do. Now can anybody tell me what the Swahili word for lion is, or want to take a guess?
Lion.
It's going to be the name of a Disney character. It is. It's Simba. Now coming up on the left is one of my favorite animals here on the reserve. Let's see if we can find them, the warthogs. She is standing right there to the back left of the truck. Oh, and then all the little babies are actually up on the hill back there. That's going to be the mama. And if you look up on the hill, past those rocks, they're right there. Now, they will make the burrows you see here. However, they're definitely not opposed to saving themselves the hassle and taking burrows from other animals, such as aardvarks. Now, to the left is the world's largest flightless bird, the ostrich, and it looks like she's laid some eggs there. Now, ostrich, even though they're flightless, they're pretty fast, getting to speeds of about 40 miles an hour. Now, off to the right, you'll have the brown animals, bontabox, pretty much extinct in the wild. Now, the white ones right there are addags, and addags are a desert antelope. They can go their entire existence without drinking a sip of water, and the reason for this is they get all the hydration they need from the vegetation that they eat. Now, we are going to go head over to a new area of the reserve we're using for reintroduction efforts, see if any newly migrated animals have made their way over here. Oh wow, and it looks like a herd of zebra have made their way here. Now, do y'all think zebra are going to be black with white stripes or white with black? Now, I thought they were going to be white with black, but I was told differently. They're going to be black with white, and you know that by looking at their nose. Now, though they seem really cute and docile up there on that hill, they are very, very aggressive. With one swift kick from their hind legs, they will break the jaw of an attacking lion. Now, I think they're incredibly amazing animals. A few minutes after birth, they'll be able to a few minutes after birth, they'll be able to walk at the walk with the herd, and a few hours after birth, they'll be able to run at the same speeds as the adults in the herd. Now, reintroduction efforts in Africa are meant to bring animals back into the wildlife they once used to live in. They were driven off years ago by livestock and cattle farmers who needed all this land for their business. Now, seeing that our reintroduction efforts here at Harambe have worked out so well, I sincerely hope that more land in Africa is turned over to reintroduction efforts, since they are an amazing thing to be a part of. Now, sadly, folks, this does remind me that our safari today is almost over. So I want to say Asante Sana, which means thank you in Swahili. So Asante Sana for riding with Kilimanjaro safaris today, where no two safaris are ever the same. Animals make sure of that. Again, my name is Alicia. Now, I really enjoyed having all of y'all out on safari with me today. Now, I'm going to actually take you back to the warden's post that you floated from, so you get a little